Hi, it's Claire with another art journal video. Today I'm working in my 6-inch Dina Wakley white journal and I'm just adding some gesso to one of the pages. So today I'm going to be doing a page with a face on it. I'm just going to be drawing it straight into the journal, and I want the face to be mostly filling the page. So you can see I'm just mapping it out where it's roughly going to go, drawing in the features. And the hair. And then I'm just rubbing away some of the lines that I drew. And I decided that the eyes were a little bit too high, so I'm just dropping them a little bit. Then this is a paint from Jane Davenport. I think it's called Face Base, and you get some skin tones in this little set. There's 3 bottles. This pink one, this peachy pink one, had gone quite thick, so I've just added a little bit of gel matte medium to it, just to loosen it off a bit. And then I'm just painting the face with this base tone. And then once that was dry, I got one of the other bottles from the set and just added a little bit of the nice brown colour into it, and just was using this to add some shadows into the face as a starting point. Then I'm using the License to Quill pen and just mapping out the features, mapping them out, drawing them in, drawing the features in, using this pen, which, as you know, if you've watched my videos before, is waterproof and won't run. Then I'm using some Faber-Castell watercolour pencils, and I'm going to add in some more shadows to the face. I'm using a dark blue to add the shadows. It works quite well. It's not quite as harsh as black. These Jane Davenport paints are very matte when they dry, so it's quite easy to use colours over the top of them. If you were using any other sort of paint, the acrylic paint that was quite shiny, then it would be a good idea to put a thin layer of clear gesso over the top. That would then allow you to be able to use your pencils over the top of the paint. Otherwise, you might struggle to use them. I'm also using a Stabilo All just to add some more shadows, because I decided that they weren't dark enough. But the blue that I used gave a good starting point, so it's just starting to look quite shadowy now. Then I'm using the Jane Davenport Palette Pastels. I'm just adding a little bit of blush to her cheeks. Colouring in her lips. And adding some little highlights with a white gel pen. It's a Uniball, Signo Uniball. I'm just putting some highlights on her nose, and once I've drawn them on, while they were still wet, I was just smudging them with my finger. Then I'm using Dina Wakley Heather and just adding some lilac onto her hair. This is a really pretty colour. And then I added a little bit of blackberry to what was left with a little bit of gel medium, and just adding some darker shades onto the hair, and then you can see I'm adding it on and then smudging it with my finger, just so the lines aren't quite as harsh. The paint that I've got left over, I'm then painting onto this underpaper. It's just a newsprint paper, and I'm just kind of, when I have paint left over, if I haven't got my spare journal on hand, then I just add it onto this paper, and these become useful for background collages and can be used up that way. Then I'm just adding some mineral onto the space that's left. This looks so pretty against that lilac, it works really nicely. And this space ends up being where I write my quote. I'm just adding those lines back into her hair that I painted over. And then I'm adding my words into the space left. So I've collected off the internet fonts that I like, that are easy to copy, and I've made them into a little booklet that I have hanging in my art room. So if I'm wondering what sort of font style to write a quote in, I can just have a flip through and think which one I fancy doing. So that's a little tip. If you are wanting to use different font styles in your journal pages, you can collect ones that you like, and then you can copy them when you use them on a journal page. And then you can see the letters that have got the diagonal lines in. I'm just adding some white in between the black. It just finishes it off quite nicely. And some little dots, of course. Wouldn't be finished, would it, if I didn't put dots on the page? And there we go, there's the finished page. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video.